What's good, sports fans? My name is Damian Adams from The Real Deal with Damian Adams. Please hit that subscribe button for me, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and also give the podcast a shot. The Real Deal with Damian Adams podcast is available wherever you listen to podcasts. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts, The Real Deal with Damian Adams is there. And please follow me on social media at The Real Deal WDA. That's The Real Deal, W as in whiskey, D as in delta, A as in alpha. Today I'm coming to you with my reaction to Amir versus Terence Crawford. Now ESPN last Saturday night, or this past Saturday night, had a pay-per-view event in boxing with Terence Crawford defending his WBO welterweight title against Amir Khan. Now, this card was a pretty stacked card. Or it was supposed to be a stacked card, as we had two of the biggest up-and-coming fighters in the world on this card, with Stephenson and also Teofimo Lopes. Now, Stephenson is very skilled, great defensive fighter, has shown power in both hands, has a great amateur background, and he beat a very competitive and a fighter who is not to be taken lightly in Diaz, and did it in pretty easy fashion. And after the fight, talked himself up a bit and said that he's the best defensive fighter in the division and he can take on all comers in the featherweight division. I don't see a problem with it. I love how he is making himself the villain. There are fans booing what he was saying. And if you make yourself a villain in this sport, people will pay to see you lose. And he's got the skill set to also make himself a pay-per-view type star in the future, like what Stephenson is doing. Teofimo Lopes continue to do what he does, knocking people out, this time with a body shot. And it was a straight to the body that knocked out his opponent. And he's definitely on his way up. I can see him being in that conversation with Mikey Garcia and Vasil Lomachenko at 135 pretty soon. Now for the main event, Terence Crawford came into this fight undefeated against Amir Khan, who came into this fight at 33-4. Now, the last time we saw Amir Khan on the big stage was against Canelo Alvarez about 3 years ago. And he got knocked clean out. Like, Chris Tucker came out the back like, you got knocked out, man. It was nasty, right? But he was fighting at 160 against a more naturally bigger fighter in Canelo. Now this time he's going against Terence Crawford. There's no big weight advantage here for Terence Crawford. He had a reach advantage. They're both like the same height. And Terence Crawford had a 3-inch reach advantage in this one. And that reach advantage definitely came into play, as there were times where Amir Khan was lunging for punches. When he got knocked down in that first round, it's because he lunged and put himself in a bad position. Terence Crawford caught him clean on the jaw, bop, knocked him down. But he did pop back up, and he also took some other punishment during that round and throughout the fight. Now, when it came down to that last round where the accidental low blow happened, I do believe he could have recovered. If you take the full 5 minutes, every man has been there. We've all been kicked, punched, or somehow been hit in that wrong area, and we know the pain. So I definitely sympathize with him in that fact. I've been there. But after you take that time to recuperate yourself, that pain goes away from your stomach, goes away from that area, you're usually good after a little while. But I think him and his trainer saw a way out of this fight and quit, to be quite frank with you. Quit. Didn't want to take any more punishment. He was getting just brutally outboxed. You could see by all the marks on his face, looked like he got in a fight with a cat and lost. So Terence Crawford did what he's supposed to do. And we all know what should be next. Now, Bob Arum talked a really big game about how PBC is scared to have Errol Spence fight against Crawford because they think Errol Spence will lose. I don't think that's the case. I think Bob Arum is covering up for himself. He may be scared that Crawford may lose. If the fight happened today, I would pick Errol Spence to beat Terence Crawford, because I believe Spence's defense and his jab would carry the fight, because Crawford can be a little careless at times. Even in this fight, he got caught, by a couple of punches from Amir Khan that I don't think would catch Errol Spence Jr. So Terence Crawford did a great job in this fight of doing what he was supposed to do. It's bad that it ended in that way. But if he wants to be a true pay-per-view attraction, he has to fight welterweights from the PBC team. Spence, Thurman, Porter, Garcia, all the big-time welterweights that are not named Crawford are over on PBC. There's no one on the top-ranked roster in that division that will give you the pay-per-view numbers that you want. Now, I'm interested in seeing what Khan did for pay-per-view numbers. Khan is a big name, but boxing fans like myself didn't expect much from Khan in this fight. Maybe Khan should have took the money and fought Kell Brook, but, you do what you do, and if you would have beat Crawford, it would have been worth the risk. His name would have been back up there with the top guys in the division, top guys in the world. But do you guys think I'm being too tough on Amir Khan? Am I being too tough on Bob Arum? How can Crawford become that next big star at Top Rank? Please let me know about your thoughts and what you think in the comment section below. And please subscribe to the YouTube channel and podcast, The Real Deal with Damian Adams. And until next time, go real or go home.